What's good, fam? It's your boy Jorge and Mike.
Still here.
Oh, yeah.
Always here.
Good.
Always here for you.
That's good.
I almost missed this one.
I know.
Yeah.
We're doing this one later than usual.
Yeah.
So, no yerby, no tacos. But you do have a CL.
Got a cold one. It's birthday week, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's time.
Speaking of birthday week, I did get you a present.
Why?
Because it's your birthday.
I'm 42 years old.
That's all right. Your friends can still buy you a present.
What is it, a herbs?
Don't say what it is.
Whoa.
So all the people listening, they have to go to our YouTube and watch.
Okay.
There you go.
Dude, cool. Go to our YouTube and watch. I don't even know what it is.
Open it. I got to get the bag back, though.
It looks like beer. Okay. Oh, I can't open it? Like,
yeah, you can open it. Yeah.
But out of the bag?
Yeah. Just don't say what it is, I meant.
Okay. So far, so good. It has
Mhm.
Coors Light on it. Okay. Cut me. No, you're better at that than I am. Nice, dude. Dude, that was actually a really straight cut. Oh, cool, dude. More Coors Light. Dude, is it a little mini fridge? Oh, I'm not supposed to say what it was.
Hopefully.
Dude, sick.
That thing is sick.
Heck yeah, it is. And it's a good flavor, too. Dude, bitchin'.
I think you could put like a 6-pack in there. Just put it in your little gaming setup over there so it's always cold.
It's right here for the podcast.
Yeah, or that, yeah.
Dude, that's sick. Thanks, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's a real friend right there.
Hey, it's perks of the pod, I guess.
Slide me to the side so it's not in our shot.
Okay.
Here's your bag. You get that. You can have that bag.
Figured you didn't want this one. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So
happy birthday this weekend.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, birthday. So I've always made fun of women, right? Because, it's my birthday month. Or they're like, hey, it's like my birthday week. And I'm like, a birthday is a birthday.
Yeah.
Right? But so here's where the problem lies.
I will say this is my birthday year.
Yeah, it's my year too.
Yeah, I'm
yep,
just
I'm
saying.
gonna have a birthday this year. Thank God. Live to see another. But dude, so Silva's birthday was yesterday, so we golfed.
Mhm.
Philippe's birthday's tomorrow.
Damn.
My birthday's Sunday. Zevi's birthday is next Friday. So it's like, dude, it's a legit birthday week.
Yeah.
It's not just for me. It's like we've been celebrating all week. So
And your birthday is the same birthday as Rush and Drinky. So shout out to Rush and Drinky.
Rush and Drinky, happy birthday on Sunday since the podcast will already be out. So yeah, it got away from us though. Golf
happens.
Beers.
Yeah.
And it's weird too. Like sometimes I go on a bender, and I'm like, I just feel like drinking this week. Like something's stressing me out in life or whatever, But this week it's like I woke up on Monday and I'm like, okay, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, next. And I'm like, it's time for a bit. Like I was actually juiced for it. Like I kind of prepared for it. So
yeah, well, yeah, this one's gonna happen.
Yeah, so it's doing good so far. I've played some good golf though.
Yeah.
And I got 4 aces, made like $200, made like $70 golfing.
What's that?
On poker. 4 aces dealt. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I've been gambling a little bit, just 20. Nothing. I don't need to call the hotline.
Yeah.
But threw a 20 and got 4 aces, got like $200. Hit Wheel of Fortune, the one you always give me shit about on the dollar machine, got $75. Made $30. Dude, I am rich.
Dude, that like a few weeks ago we went to dinner at the Duke's Steakhouse.
Oh, so good.
So like they're like, yeah, we'll see if we can sit you down or whatever. So I'm like, let me go win money for our dinner. $10 in, cashed out at like 106.
Oh, there you go.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the tab was like 116, 120.
Damn it, dude.
So I'm like, damn it. So I just put my card down and I went and gambled another 50, lost it.
Oh, yeah.
But I still made out because I only put 10 in.
Right. Yeah, it's still good.
That was cool.
Yeah, and I'm telling you this because even though you think I always win, I never win. Like I do a 20 in the poker machine like at lunch.
There was a time where like I think maybe the last year of nukes that you did, or one of those nukes where I wasn't on the tour, it was like every weekend or every Thursday you send me a photo of you winning at the
and that was at the airport.
Well, yeah, but you would always win. So
no, but that's so weird because like the airport's like the stingiest machines ever, and I'd be like, oh, there's 60 or 100, But overall, and like I said, no hotline help. But usually I throw a 20 and lose it right away. Like especially in poker, I'll get like jacks are better, which barely makes your bet back, and I keep losing. But dude, like I actually hit a couple 4 kinds this week. I'm like,
nice,
yeah. So it's been a good birthday week.
Yeah, great start.
And I got a sick present. I'm stoked.
Yeah, even if you don't use it for what's intended, it looks cool.
Oh, why would I not use it? Hey,
I don't know.
That's what I need actually.
Yeah.
So it's going to be right next to the duty machine.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It's almost time.
Yes.
November,
the new Call of Duty comes out. I don't know if I'm excited or not, but I mean,
It's just something to do while it's winter.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm like hanging to play it. Like obviously I don't touch it at all in the summer.
Yeah.
But when it's snowing out and it gets dark at 4:00, I can log some duty.
Yeah.
And I have drank a lot of beers in here, and it sucked. My house is super big, just so you guys know. I think it's about 1,200 square feet. So it's like when my match ends and I have to go all the way to the kitchen and get a Coors Light. It's brutal, dude. Got to have my like Fitbit on to get my steps, you know. So that'll help a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if it's only a 6-pack, that's 6 less trips I have to do. So we're good.
So bring in like 4 or 5 with you already, just ready, and
then have 6
reserve.
Yeah. Done deal.
I like it.
Yeah. What's new with you? Mammoth coming up.
Yeah. Leave tomorrow for Mammoth.
Are you stressed?
No.
Dude, I've been following the dude that preps the track. It looks sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a good
I kind of, I just hate the whole setup for it. Last time I went, Hater Dave's going, so shout out to him. He's my start block guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but we go up there and the ladies stay at the condo with the boys, and then they go up right before the race. Got there like at 5, and then we were like, right when we got there, they're like, "Oh, no more vehicles up," and I was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" Right. We still got here a little bit early, not all the way early. So I had to park out there, get all my stuff, and ride it. And thankfully, at that race, Nate Tierney rode, and he has a huge setup, right?
Right.
And they were giving him shit because they're like, "Dude, you got like one of the biggest setups
here, a little
here,
too much,
and you have one bike."
Yeah.
So I actually did him a favor by like going and pitting with him, because then he was like, "Hey, I got my buddy with me, so like we're not just taking up space,"
right?
Because they were kind of giving him too much shit. Yeah. So that worked out that year. So now it's like, dude, I got to get up like at 4 in the morning, go line up at 4:30, and then hope that I can get in.
Right.
It's
a long day, dude.
Yeah. So that stuff right there, like really, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just like show up or whatever. So I'm not looking forward to that. But like as far as the racing and all that.
Just being up there, excited, like you said, bringing the family up there and stuff. It's the perfect like vacation environment. So, but dude, it trips me out. Like, obviously, I've been racing a long time, and like even in, let's say like 98 through 2000, it's like, dude, you just got in a line just so you could have a parking spot, but you were always in the main pit. And it's crazy how big it's gotten now. It's like you could be there at 4 a.m. and still not get a parking spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm talking like Ryan Hughes raced there, like Lamson would be out there, and it's like you could still get in the main pit. And now it's like, dude, you're there freaking 24 hours early and still can't get in there.
Yeah, and obviously they don't let you camp and stuff out there either, like in that bottom pit. So yeah, it's pretty annoying, that part, but it is.
Oh, you can't camp in the bottom pit no more? Oh, gnarly.
That's what I'm saying. So like, they say gates open at 5:15 or something, but people start lining up around like 4:30 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But then it's like, might as well just sleep out there.
Right.
But they don't let you.
Dude,
so I wonder what time you get out there.
Yeah. Dude, remember that year the last year I raced that we always talk about, the vet weekend? Remember, like, I got into the pits at like, like let's say 5:30 or 6, and I was all stoked. I'm like, cool, we got a good spot. We're set up. And then I rode practice in the morning, and then like Sleater and everyone showed up, and they're all, yeah, we have like a late practice at like 11:30, and then our first moto's at 1. I'm all, dude, I was there for so long. I'm like,
but I was racing, so that was good.
Yeah. At least I got to hang out with you, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been up for so long.
Yeah, so that was cool, because I remember, for one, I think our entries were comped that one time. And then we show up and they're like, "Do you want to practice?" I'm like, "All right." And that was like the first time I ever practiced like on a Friday. Yeah. First time I even looked at the track. That's probably why I did better. Yeah. Because now, I didn't pay for the practice this week. So I can't practice tomorrow. So I'll practice right before the race.
Right before the race, yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of all I need.
You know how, I mean, dude, Mammoth's the same every year. It's not like they switch the layout or something. So even if you did like a sight lap or something, you'd be fine, besides warming up. So.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be fun. Weather's supposed to be perfect.
Yeah.
And like I said, I looked at the track. Tyler Intignap, I think is how you say his name. He's up there prepping it right now, and it looks sick. So I do miss that. So actually, if we didn't have that golf tournament this weekend, I was going to watch. Yeah. And I would have been your block puller for you and stuff. Oh, yeah. Mechanic. I'll tighten your chain, your steering. What else do you have? You got a list for me. Grip wire.
Oh, yeah, grip wire.
Yeah. He shows up to my house, dude, and freaking I think I'm his mechanic all of a sudden.
Yeah. I need it, dude.
I don't know what I'm doing. I had a mechanic.
I don't know what I'm doing. That's why I need you.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Dude, last week, posted a poll. What do people want to listen on this podcast?
Okay.
And I was actually kind of surprised. I think I put sports, food, moto, or like celebrities.
Golf, celebrity stuff or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So I was thinking people would be like sports and food,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but actually coming in first was moto.
No, really?
I mean, it's not really that surprising considering
Yeah.
like who you are and
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that. But moto and then food.
Huh.
So I was kind of surprised not that
They
many
go hand in
people
hand.
wanted
good.
sports and stuff. But,
Yeah.
you know, and as a little sneaker there, had some people come in and they're like, chicks, titties.
Dude, I mean, I
And
would
I
talk
was-
about that.
And
If I ever got to see
the
it.
more surprising part was there was more girls saying that than like, I had one guy say it.
Bless
but-
their hearts.
But
dude.
I'm like, it's kind of weird.
Bless their hearts. I love it.
Well, yeah.
But
So
we like,
need to talk about girls a lot.
yeah,
I
like
guess.
you're married and I'm a virgin, so like we don't really have experience. I mean,
Mhm.
I could like look up something online and be like, dude, these boobs were nice, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
One was kind of hanging a little low, the other
Yeah.
was high.
I think we need more girls on the show,
We do.
or a girl on the show.
Be nice if we knew
Yeah.
a girl.
Yeah.
Besides our
I know
families.
some. I know some.
Yeah.
I get hit up a lot, like from girls. There's never been one guy that hits me up and goes, or like a friend or whatever. That's a male. That's like, hey, I want to come on the show and bullshit with you guys. It's always girls. Like, hey, if you ever need someone, and I'm like,
It's because you got a full head of hair.
it's true.
See, that's why I'm a virgin,
Yeah.
dude.
And I got a dirt bike in the back of the truck.
I'll throw one of my old bikes in there if that's the case. I can get a wig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you guys for
Yeah.
letting us know. But yeah, we'll definitely talk some food and
Mhm.
moto, I guess. I actually did, I listened to the podcast when I edit it and before I put it out, make sure everything sounds good and everything. So I did enjoy our conversation on the moto part last
Mhm.
week, talking about
I think it's good.
young
It's about
kids
the
and
only thing I
stuff.
really know about.
Yeah.
Like when someone's like, hey, dude, like the golf swing, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Dirt bikes, even though I haven't rode in 4 or 5 years, I can like still talk about it a little bit. So what do you want to talk about? Cement starts, going down the downhill, a gear higher,
Nah, I'm good.
tree
on all that.
turn.
So my start, I need just practice, but everything else is I'm good.
Yeah.
So if we're on the moto subject, why does freestyle suck? Because so we talked about this
Yeah.
like one-on-one when we just like have
Mhm.
conversations and stuff in the truck or whatever it may be, and we talk about how sick like Axel Hodges is and like
Mhm.
the stuff he puts out and stuff, and then but then I'll like watch these guys put videos out there. They're at a show, Nitro Circus, whatever it may be, and it's like the same stuff, and it's just like being around it for so long. I guess like for me, I kind of lose that like, damn, that was sick. Even
Right.
though like the tricks are sick,
Yeah.
you're like, dude, that was
Yeah. We've never discredited the riders. Like
Yeah.
they're still gnarly, but we're just jaded by it.
yeah. But then Axel will post a backflip into a wheelie,
Mhm.
like standing on a wheelie. You're like, dude,
How does he
mind
do that?
blowing for one, and then for two, you're just like, dude, that's so sick.
Right.
And it's just like made me like think. And then like even kids nowadays, I don't think are really that impressed by freestyle.
Yeah.
They'd rather see like a dude wheelie down the street.
Yeah.
And it's like it's crazy.
Well, like I've always said on the podcast, it's what's relatable, right? Like a double backflip, no hander is not relatable to the average motorcycle rider, right?
Yeah.
But like Axel doing wheelies, nose wheelies, like Behrman whipping it, like you can go out and hit any jump and try and whip it.
Yeah.
Right? You're probably not going to be Tyler, but you can do that.
Yeah.
But it's like the tricks got so gnarly, like no one wants to front flip a dirt bike or nothing, So, and I never really thought of it like that, but that's where golf's such a cool sport, right? Not going into golf, but just I can buy the driver that Tiger Woods uses. And if I hit it down the middle, I'm like, dude, I was kind of like, 70 yards short or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, I hit a good shot or I made a putt, right?
Mhm.
But no one can just go buy a 450 and set a ramp up in their yard and go do
Yeah.
a double backflip or a front flip.
Yeah. But I think at one point though, that's what was so cool about it, that you had to watch these guys
Mhm.
because they were the ones doing it. It's not like you could just go down the street and some guy at the sand pits is doing it.
Right.
That's why like I think it was so cool. But there's been a point now, I think it's just so saturated
Mhm.
that it's kind of boring. Even though
Well-
they're doing some like crazy like life and death type tricks,
Right.
crazy big extensions, and all credit to them. But I'm just saying, like, why is it like feel like it just sucks?
Yeah. Well, and that's what I said. We're just jaded by it. Like, like I've talked about it before, but like when Cam Sinks was doing double flips on Krusty and into Nitro, like it was like a buildup in the show, right? Because it was still so new. Travis had landed one, couple, I think Scott Murray tried a couple, whatever. But it's like Sinks, it was like a buildup, right? Like, dude, he's testing the ramp. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing. Dude, now you watch Sheeny, he hits the jump twice and does it.
Yeah.
It's like, even he's probably kind of bored of it. You know what I mean? He's like, man, I got a double flip. But like back in the day, it was so, and even with the regular backflip, I remember going to X Games LA in 03. I went with Miller when they were in the Coliseum and watching Nate and Deegan and Travis flip 75 feet. Because it was 45 feet at the time. And I'm like, 45 feet, you're like, okay, they can lean back, they can kind of pull. I've seen a ton of dudes crash on 40. Like, you don't want to see no one crash, but you've seen it.
And that was on a super kicker too.
A super kicker, 45 feet. Yeah. So once they started doing 75 feet, you're like, man, their second gear pretty on it. And now they're doing heel clickers. You know, like it was just such like a novelty, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was terrified of learning the flip. It took me forever. But once I learned it, like everyone's like, dude, how scary is a backflip? And I'm like, I think we talked about it. I'm like, if I had to come back to the sport right now, I could probably flip within 5 jumps of hitting the jump. Just flips, just straight flip, right? But it's like a holy grab, a cliffhanger, something where I kind of got to like separate myself from the bike. Like I would be terrified of a holy grab right now. And I've done 8 million of them, but it's like the letting go and like making sure you still know where the grabs are compared to just like going off the ramp and just looking back. It's so different. So yeah, I think we've gotten spoiled, especially like we've been around it for so long. You know, it's like I'll ride with Jones, you know, when I would ride with him and he'd, you know, double grab flips, KOD flips, all just in practice.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. You know, like I've seen it so many times and like Jones is such a solid dude. It's like, I never think twice about it, you know, and I think that's why our sport exploded so fast. Like that's why it got to a peak it was, because literally every 2 months there was a new trick coming out. But now we've seen it for so long. Like I said on the podcast before, like Jacko's been front flipping since like 2011 at X Games, you know? So it's like even when he front flips, you're like, damn, that's gnarly. But we've seen it for a long time. You know what I mean? So
and the weird thing too, another reason why I think that is, you know, I don't really follow too much snowboarding or skateboarding, but sometimes like they'll pop up on my like Instagram feed or whatever, and I'll watch like the clips and like some dudes are skating, and you know, skating's been around forever. You know, we watched it, X Games and everything. We've been there. But then they'll do some stuff on the street, and I'm like, dude, that was so sick.
Right.
Like that, just the style.
Just so technical.
And it seemed like not too hard of a thing to do, but it just looks so sick.
Right.
And then snowboarding's the same. Like when someone has just really good style, you're like, damn, that's so sick. And that could be personal opinion. But then I'll watch like Taka do something super gnarly, and I'm like, eh.
Right.
And
it's like you have a respect, but not a shock
no
more. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's weird. And actually, I just watched. God, I can't on Amazon. It's the Kevin Pierce, the guy that got messed up snowboarding. It was like him and Sean White. Like they did a documentary. I think it was called like Crash Reel or something. And it's crazy because like the snow's always changing, right? If it's hot, the snow's slow. If it's super cold, it's going to be icy, you know? And they're talking about like, oh, this half pipe sucked, this and that. And they show Kevin's crash. And it's like, we don't have that in moto. It's the same exact jump over and over, you know? So like I said, even for the riders, like we're not bagging the riders out by any means. It's like, dude, once I hit 75 feet for 3 months in a row, I was like, dude, this is a no brainer, right? Like click my bike in a second, idle up, hit the gas on the ramp, and that's it. So it's like everything about moto, with everything that's so gnarly about it also hinders it, right? Like it's like snowboarding, like you said, snow, skate, even BMX. It's like, it's very technical, you know, conditions change all the time, whatever. But it's like our setups are very basic. Like if you watch X Games, you know, it's 2 ramp. They had 2 ramps set up. Yeah. And it's like those guys have hit those ramps thousands of times, right? Their bike's not going to be slower today, maybe at elevation or something. Like, I mean, if you're getting picky, but it's like, it's the same thing. All they have to do is really commit to their trick, and that's it. Or snowboarding, it's like, you know, you go to Winter X or you go to, you know, Park City or something. You're like, oh man, this half pipe's rolling slow. I got to do this. I got to do that. You know, like it could be totally different. You know, moto's just kind of handcuffed in that sense, but we still do get a lot of respect from action sports communities because it is still a gnarly thing. Oh yeah, yeah. You know, it's 250 pounds, you know, 60 horsepower. Like it's still a lot, even though the riders make it look so basic, right? Like I said, I mean, Jones will jump by me doing a double grab flip. I'm like, yeah, cool. You know, but it's gnarly. I mean, you got bars turning, you got to find your grabs, you got to rotate the flip perfect. You've got to time the jump. There's a lot to it where, you know, a snowboard, you're in bindings. Like, you know, skate, yeah, you got to find the board. But if the board kicks out from under, like Nyjah could bail the board 100 times, you know, and BMX like is a little gnarlier with pedals and stuff, but moto is gnarly. It's like you miss a handlebar or you miss a peg or something coming back from a trick, and dude, you're hitting the ground hard. Yeah. So, but we're just jaded. We've seen it for years, you know.
Another thing I've noticed too is like not many new faces are coming in and just being like kind of like superstars or whatever. It was like it peaked when you guys were involved in it,
right?
You know, and then now you still got like Jones, you still have Taka, Sheeny, like all these guys that always been there, but you don't have like the new face, like kind of like Axel is kind of a newer rider,
right?
That's putting stuff out there, so it's kind of exciting to see him. But you don't really see like too many of new people coming in. Right. So I think maybe that has something to do with it too, where it's like we're just seeing the same guys.
Yeah, and that's where I've struggled. Like even when I commentated X Games, is you know because I did watch it for a bit there. This year was probably the first year I actually didn't pay attention to it at all. But what's hard like commentating is it's like okay, we've got Adelberg, we've got Sheeny, we've got Tom Pages, Clinton Moore, and Jacko. Let's say right, dude. I know what they're doing already. Like, I know there's, maybe a little variation here and there, but it's the same dudes every year. There's never going to be like the Cinderella story.
Right.
Where some kid gets invited and, all of a sudden he's just like the next thing. It's like those dudes are so good at what they do. They're not going to falter. Even if you do bring in a new kid who was an Instagram sensation or has done something, it's like those dudes are solid.
Yeah.
And then you add to that, I know what they're going to do, right? They're going to front flip, no hand. Double backflip, no hand. Like it's like what they're gonna do, and it kind of takes the suspense out of it, right? Like with snowboarding, BMX, skate, it's like, what are they gonna do this year? Like, but they have options. Like they've got a lot of moving parts there where we have basically a bike that's stationary. So yeah, it's tough, but we're looking at it from you started filming us in what? 02, 03.
Yeah.
So we're looking at it from like decades upon decades. Like I rode shows with these dudes, but it's like I always try and kind of take myself out of that and look at like the, because when I go to golf stuff now, they're all, dude, you backflipped a dirt bike. That's all they say. Nothing gnarly. Like you back, and I'm like, yeah, I did. And they're all, God, the size of the balls on this guy. I'm like, I don't know if it's winter or not, but those things are not that big, but it's like, it still is out there for normal people, but all of us within the industry are, we've just seen it for so long. It's just kind of routine. So yeah, that would be my take though.
It's a weird thing.
So like you said, it's the weirdest thing ever because these dudes are so gnarly and they're doing so much gnarly stuff, but we have seen it for so long. It's like,
and I will say, moto, this is kind of the first year I've really paid attention to like Supercross and outdoors. Usually it's just Supercross, not really outdoors. So I will say like that to me has been super exciting. And I think it's because of the new, not 450 so much, but the new, like the young guns coming in like a Deegan and all his competition is like new guys. And you're like, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it too. Just like having new people come in, new personalities that you can attach yourself to and then kind of follow them. And, if you're a Deegan fan from watching his YouTube and then you watch him racing, like, and he does good, you're like, super pumped.
Right.
Like this past weekend, how he, got hosed a little bit.
Right.
It's like a story there. So it's like more attention. You pay more attention than just like, Jet just smoking everyone.
Right.
So,
yeah. I mean, this year for me has been probably the most fun year of moto, as far as like a fan. Is like you said, you got Deegan who's just by the seat of his pants, and then you got Hunter should be Jet 2.0. He should be sweeping everything, but bad start here and there. And the lights are a little more stacked. Cooper starts winning, like it's a lot of back and forth. So that makes it fun. And then we've talked about it before on the pod, but like watching Jet ride is sick. Like I actually watched Butts Creek the other night and he got like let's say 8th place start. And all the good dudes who were supposed to be up front, besides Chase, they got good starts. I'm like, dude, this is going to be, halfway through the race, he's in like 4th, 5th.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know, let's say a couple more minutes go by, he's in like 4th. And I'm like, dude, how's he like just carving these dudes? It's not like he's a Stewart or a Ricky or someone that just gets up to the front right away. It's like he actually had to like work. And then once he got in the lead, he won by like 7 seconds, whatever. But that's cool, dude. It's like, it's cool to respect that kind of like athlete, and watch him. Like now we're cheering for the perfect season, right? Like a lot of people are. And then in the lights, you're watching such a good points battle. I mean, Hunter's pretty much, I think, one race left. He's got it pretty much locked, but it was never a given.
Yeah.
You know, Hunter missed, he crashed in the first turn, misses a race. His bike blows up, he misses a race. Deegan gets to within 3, his bike blows up, and then Cooper misses a race, crash. Like, they're all on the same playing field. Mm-hmm. But Hunter had a more consistent, like, he was going like 3-1, 2-1 every race, so it's actually been fun to watch. And, it does suck that Deegan's bike, the thing happened with it. Cooper did miss the round, even though Hunter did. It would have been nice to have all those dudes coming in, with 5 points separating them. But man, they're just fun to watch. It's super fun. Like, it's been so long for me now, not to date myself, but like since I've had like that ego where I'm like, dude, this, like you watch Deegan, dude, he don't let off.
No,
like that's how he crashed in the first turn of the restart. It's like he just was wide open until anyone else let off, right? And at Unadilla, he kept doing that. And dude, it's been so long since I've like had that like little aggression, where I'm like, dude, I'm going in. Like me and Miller and Bubs, dude, I can't tell you how many times we caused crashes between ourselves just from that.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, we're wide open, and I'm like waiting for a throttle to let off, and no one lets off, and then we hit bars and go high side or something, But that was so fun. I mean, not crashing, but that was so fun to like have that. Just that like ultimate, like I'm better than you no matter what, mm-hmm. right? Like even if Miller could beat me by 10 seconds, dude, I was not giving it to him. So it's cool to watch. This year's moto has been good. It's cool to see Jet pop into the 450 class and go clean sweep.
Yeah.
And we always say like, oh, well, Tomac's not there, this and that. And it's like Chase beat Tomac a lot, mm-hmm. right? Like they always battle. And Tomac, I don't think Jet would go perfect with Tomac there. Just because if he does start 8th and Tomac hole shots, mm-hmm. Tomac's probably going to pull away, right? But Chase, me and Bubs always talk about Chase has beat Tomac a lot, and Jet's just waxing him. So it's like, it's still, I still think he's the 450 champion this year, mm-hmm. even if Eli's there, but perfect season would have been kind of different.
Yeah. I think. What's different for me is, I like the confident dudes, the shit talkers and stuff like that. But for whatever reason, I like Hunter. He's like super respectful and just like very modest and stuff. For some reason, I like the dude.
Right.
Which is different for me because I usually like the guy, and sometimes.
There's a time and a place for it though, right?
Yeah. But, once you start like having that character, you kind of play it and it's fun. Yeah. Because it's like someone has to do that.
Yeah.
Especially like if you want more eyes on the sport. But, this weekend, Cooper goes in hot on Hunter and they asked him the question and I think basically they wanted him to say something.
Some drama, yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, it's a really hard track to pass on. So sometimes that's kind of what you have to do.
Right.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
Yeah.
How nice of a dude is that guy?
I know. No, they're a genuine family. I truly believe that, and even when, like they were talking about what happened to Hayden last weekend in Unadilla. And they're like, yeah, his bike broke, this and that, that sucks. Does that take the pressure off you? And he's all, this is not pressure. Mm-hmm. Like, my family can't like afford to feed us back when we're kids. That's pressure.
Yeah. And
that's cool. Cause that's, and Deegan's the same way. Brian Deegan, actually, he's the same way. He's like, we're fortunate to do this. Mm-hmm. We're in a good spot. Shit's going to happen. Like, it's not going to be perfect. Like, hopefully you just learn. But I love that because, there is kids in moto that came up wealthier than some, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, they don't know. Like, they're bitching and moaning that they lost a moto. But it's like, Hunter's like, if I get 3rd place, that's cool. If I get 1st, that's cool. It's like, dude, I've been at the bottom of the bottom, and I respect that because like we always say, I came from a trailer park. Mm-hmm. I didn't have brand new bikes, 10 of them in a row, like just ready to rip. It's like my mom and dad were like, how do we get to the next in Sacramento, right? Like, how do we get to Sacramento this week? Like, what my dad can, like, he sells something or work an extra shift. And it's like, that's why I always tried hard in my career, whether it was racing or freestyle, is like, dude, I didn't drink my whole racing career because I saw what my family was doing. Mm-hmm. Like all our friends are going to high school parties and having fun and stuff. And I'm like, I will let my parents down so bad if they're doing this for me, refinancing the house to, like I said, not even for motorhomes and bikes. It's like they're refinancing the house just to afford my 2 bikes, 125, 250, and go race in Southern California. So I respect that a ton, dude, because at the end of the day, racing is just it's a profession, but it's a hobby.
Yeah.
Right? It's not real life. It's not our buddies that are working, 12-hour days to put food on the table for their family. It's like if moto went away, we could all go try and work or something.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, I really respect that out of like when Hunter was saying that, it's like he actually saw what it's like when your parents are arguing or pulling their hair out or like, how are we going to do this? How are we, like Hayden's got it a little better.
Yeah.
Obviously with Brian doing what he did, but Brian also raised him right. Like,
yeah,
from what I've heard, Brian like really like instilled like good morals out of him,
mm-hmm.
right? It's not like, oh yeah, you need this, you want that. Like here's, like I heard, like if he got bad grades, bikes cut off. If you do this, bikes cut off, and that's what you need. And that's what makes you appreciate. I think that's why, like when I look back on my career, like I'm not filthy rich, right? But like I'm fortunate. I'm like, dude, I'm stoked. Like,
yeah,
my parents sacrificed a lot and instilled good values in me, and like feel like I'm a decent person now,
mm-hmm.
like I like that. And so like I truly like value what Hunter said that in that interview.
Yeah, for sure.
And just how, like you said, it's like if Cooper runs it in on him, he's not throwing a fit, like, oh, poor me. It's like, dude, he's out here probably doing the same thing I'm trying to do, you know, like as long as you're not straight up just like cutting the track and taking him out or something stupid, but
I will say though, Brian Deegan, talking to him, it's he's one of those guys that like really does play the character in his past,
Oh yeah.
And I feel like he was trying to kind of do that. He tries to keep it like mellow with his kid, but at the same time, maybe how they were like super like, oh, the American boy, like shit. It was like kind of, because I saw this on other people's posts too. They were in the industry, the moto industry, and they were like, dude, it's way too much.
Yeah.
And then I think that was part of his dad trying to do that, and then it's like, the points leader is Australian. And I don't know if you're just trying to make him be like the American boy just because he's an American boy, or trying to like snub him and being like, this is America, we don't want you as
right.
Stuff like that, which I found kind of annoying. But with that being said, I did hear that Deegan got the call for the nations.
Okay.
And I don't think he's doing it.
Oh, really?
And it's like, how can you be American boy and not represent your
country? Yeah. Yeah, that's... I don't know.
So I will just say that. Talk a little shit.
Right.
But I know it's more of his dad, because his dad has played that part. He's been there. He knows what gets the clicks and the views,
right,
and how to market and be that guy. So I think he kind of throws that little wrench in there sometimes.
Yeah.
But that was kind of lame,
well,
I thought.
And it's two different eras, right? Like when Deegan was doing it, there was no money. Like even when he started freestyle, like we didn't know it was a sport, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be like, you got to ham it up. Like when he won the Supercross as a privateer, you got to ham it up. Like I'm the baddest to do it. Like you guys are all getting factory parts. I'm not. And I beat you, like that's different. But now there's so much money. Like these guys are getting guaranteed contracts, and it's like, it is more of a professional sport now, So you don't have to do that. Like we would love personalities, obviously. Like you and me are like more of like the raw fan. Like Plessinger, like the way he acts, it's bitching. You're like, dude, that's sick, because that guy just doesn't care. Like his receding hairline's hanging out.
Yeah.
His mullet, But then you get these kids that are trying to act like super proper, like over the top. So there's like a fine line there of how you should be. But the American comment, I don't really understand it. Like why he would say it. I don't know, because our sport's so like diverse now.
Yeah.
Right. Like that'd be like me beating Taka and being like, hell yeah, dude, America's on top.
Yeah.
It's like, no, the judges scored me better that time. Or, like I got a better start in speed and style, or you know what I mean? So it's like, you would never really do that. So yeah, I don't understand that. It probably is a little bit of Brian just kind of like pumping it in there. But as far, if I went overall on Hayden, like he's a good dude. Like, when his bike blew up, like he was pissed. You don't want to talk to anyone when that happens, but he still does his interviews. And so, yeah, we got a good little personality train going there with all the riders. So
just to end it on this, do you know how that pay works on that shit? So they get their contract, right? But then, so they're winning all these races. Like, how's that payout work? Does the team get that pay, or does the rider get that pay?
Dude.
Or the team pays their entry? Like, how's that work?
So I don't know, honestly, because I was never on a team. But I know the pay is pathetic. Like, I don't know what it is now, but like back in the day when I raced, like if Ricky won, it was $2,000.
Oh,
$1,000 a moto. And I have heard some things where like I know they do it in drag racing. Like they combined, like say you're on Kalita's team, they combined whatever you made and split it through the team. Right. But they get bonus. Like they're not living off winning 1-1. They're living off bonuses. Like if you win a title, it's a huge bonus. I think even if you're on a like Honda or something, if you win heat races and Supercross, it's a bonus. Like tons of bonuses, but I don't know if the team splits like the payout because they probably do have to pay for entries and all the stuff, even if you're on PC or whatever. So I'm not exactly sure how that one works, but I think they're more just like incentive based and like what their contract does more than what the actual motos do. So
yeah,
good question though. I
kind of want to know.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for it.
Little extra spending money for Hayden when he wins.
Yeah, but I always think about like Jet, like what's he won 18 motos in a row? Yeah. I'm like, if it's still $1,000, that's 18 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which to most people for riding a dirt bike sounds good, but it's like, some dude could be doing plumbing right now and make fucking 60 grand a year.
Yeah. No, that has to be way more now.
Yeah.
Than $1,000 to win.
You never know, dude. I made 4 outdoor national.
It's like, why do the guys that are like privateers and really don't have a shot to like, why are they even out there?
Just,
you know what I mean?
Clout and trying to pursue something, hopefully get a ride where you get 30 or 40 grand up front.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I made, what did I make? Washougal, Millville, and Steel City. Yeah. So I made 3 motos or 3 nationals, and I'm pretty sure I made $350.
Total. You paid more to race.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And I mean, I'm driving a van to Washington, to Minnesota, to New York. I missed one, to Pennsylvania. And I'm pretty sure I made $350.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't do good. But even if I would have got 15th, it's only like a couple $300 a moto.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm like breaking the bank. So yeah, the pay kind of sucks.
Wow.
Freestyle didn't suck.
No.
That's why I changed.
Yeah, we need to have a moto guy that knows all the payout stuff to like come in here and talk to
break it down for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of paying, I'm sick of paying a lot for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you know how rich I'd be right now if I didn't have to pay like $300 for groceries?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude. Don't get me started.
So, I've talked about it on the podcast, but Mase, one of the best soccer players that ever lived.
Right.
He's playing for Inter Miami. So he's in the States. So the other night I'm like, you know what? I need to see where an Inter Miami plays, someone near us so I can go. Because, dude, I have to watch Mase play in person. Everyone should.
Right.
Like this is like one of the best players ever, you know, like in kind of any sport. So it's like, you need to watch him. So I was checking it out. I ended up seeing that they're playing LAFC September 2nd. It's almost sick. I'll go to that.
Yeah.
I click on it. I went to an LA Galaxy game. They played the Seattle Sounders, I think. And that was when another European player was on the Galaxy team. He was like this big top guy, Zlatan. So I was like, I got to see that dude play in real life. This is the only chance I get, right? So we got tickets to the game, and I think the tickets were about like $100 and something bucks per ticket. But dude, we were like right there. We were like 3 rows up, see everything perfect.
Right.
It's almost sick. I'm going.
Yeah.
Dude, I look up tickets, $900 for nosebleeds. I could not believe it.
Yeah.
And I know it's like shit's gnarly right now and everything costs a lot.
Yeah.
But the other part is it's because they're playing Miami.
Right.
I bet you if I looked up another team that were playing like the following weekend, there'd probably be like, $200 or something like that, $300. I don't know. But dude, I could not believe that nosebleed, just shitty seats were $900
right
a piece.
And it's gnarly because that's just straight entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it sucks with groceries, gas, all the inflation, whatever. It's like, we need that. We have to do it. But it's like, how many, like we always say, how many normal families or whatever are going to be like, oh, do we have to go see him? I'm paying $900. It's like, everyone's going to be like, no, we'll stream it or do whatever. I'm
saying I have to go see him play live, but then I was like, $900.
$900, no.
Because I ain't going by myself. So it's me and the wife are going, and then we got to get a flight there or drive there. But hopefully
hotel, flight, food, you're looking at like $3,000.
Yeah.
Just to
go watch this guy. And then maybe he don't even play that night.
Right.
And it's like, they're not guaranteeing that to me. So it's just crazy. And it sucks how like they do that. Because a regular sports person, a fan, how do you go?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I've said that even back in our day. Like, I think Nuke's tickets, like the cheapest one was like $60 or something. And we never sold out, but we always did that. We're like, okay, so it's 60. So then your wife, that's 120. Even if kids tickets are 50, you're looking at, or 25 or whatever they make, another 50. Dude, and then you buy a hot dog, popcorn,
merch,
sodas, merch. It's like, dude, you're looking at damn $500-600
Mm-hmm.
to go watch us ride for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, I've never understood that.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. So
Well, I couldn't believe it. So
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that
Yeah.
because we know prices, but I just couldn't believe how expensive these prices are just so you can go watch this one guy.
right.
So that's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I think I paid $1,200 for Aftershock, and I got VIP, and I watched 4 days of music. So
Yeah.
$900 for what, 90 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And like I said, it's not even guaranteed that he's playing.
Right.
So
Yeah, you just see him on the sidelines. All sweet, dude. Zoom in, get your photo. Yeah.
it's not even cool. Staying on sports, what do you what's it called? Sunday night or Monday quarterback or something like that? The people that think they have all the answers for the game the night before, but
They're always wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously that happens a lot.
Yeah.
And there's always those people. And there comes a time where like, you get older and you watch some stuff and you're like, I could do that.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So Kevin Hart, he did that.
Oh, okay.
So, he's in his 40s,
Mhm.
I think. Or no, he might be like closer to 50, actually.
Yeah.
So ex-Patriot Stephen Ridley, the running back.
Yeah.
So he challenged him to a 40-yard dash.
Okay.
So they did that. And Kevin Hart, he's pretty fit.
Right.
He's a small dude, but he's pretty fit. He's usually in the gym. I always see him doing like cold plunges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I could kind of see where he thought, like, I could do this or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're talking about, and I don't know what shape Ridley's in anymore,
Mhm.
but you're talking about an ex-NFL running back.
Can't be more than a couple more years removed from the sport.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, the guy has some speed still.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's probably a lot younger than 50.
Right.
So he challenges him. He goes and does it. And, dude, he tore his abdomen. His lower abdomen.
Hart did?
Yeah, Hart
Oh,
did,
man.
running.
Yeah.
So he was in a wheelchair.
Oh,
And
no.
he posted a video. Dude, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Just like talking about like, dude, what was I thinking? Like,
Yeah.
for what? Like, why am I out there doing that?
Right.
Because, like I said, like a lot of people sit there and it's easy to like watch someone, especially when someone's really good
Mhm.
and they make it look easy.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I could throw like that. Like Tom, like he just stands there and throws.
Yeah.
It's a lot more to it,
Yeah.
So and when you get older, you think you're younger and you still do that. But this is a classic case of that. And he was just, the video is hilarious if you guys want to search and find it. But yeah, he was like in a wheelchair because he couldn't walk.
Cool.
Like he tore his whole
good.
stomach. Dude.
Hey, good. That's what, dude. And I've always said that because even in the moto world, right? Like everyone's like, dude, these stick and ball pussies, they're getting millions. Like baseball dudes, it's for fucking fags. Whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so you have. I'm gonna date myself, but I'm like, you have Roger Clemens throw a freaking, 100 mile, or Nolan Ryan throw 100 mile an hour at you, and like you figure it out,
Mhm.
Or football, like Tom Brady, he drops back and he has 4 300-pound dudes chasing him down.
Yeah.
He has 2.5 seconds. I'm like, every athlete's an athlete for a reason.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why only some of us can do it, right?
Mhm.
Like, how come not everyone's Tom Brady if football's for pussies?
Yeah.
It's like, no, dude, it's still gnarly. And that's where I've actually like been proud of myself, is I've always like valued it. Like for one, you go off the ratings, like the Super Bowl's got way more views than X Games.
Mhm.
I hate to break it to the action sports world, but they do. Right. And it's like for two, it's like every dude on that field, what's there, 53 players? Every dude on that field, 11-11, I think is what it is as far as what's on the field, is like those dudes are the best of the best of what they do.
Mhm.
And they would ruin you. They would ruin, like if they did a 2-man blitz and I had a full offensive line and they hiked me a ball and no one was covering the receivers, I bet you I'd get either sacked or still miss the throw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's that gnarly, and I do think baseball is boring. I'm not going to lie. But I'm not saying they're not talented.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, dude, what they do is gnarly. Basketball, like,
Well, I just went to a baseball game 2 weeks ago and I was watching them. They can't even hit that.
Yeah.
Like sitting there. But then I know like I talk a lot of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
I'm very realistic and I know the difference and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it's like, because we're watching some dudes throw the ball super far. And my kid was all, damn, we're not damn, but he's like, that guy's so far away.
Yeah.
And they throw it, and the second they catch it, it sounded super hard.
Yeah.
And they're so far away.
Yeah.
And I was telling them, I'm like, well, any guy out there could be the pitcher.
Yeah.
It's just that the pitcher has better movement on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's the pitcher. But like all these guys could throw super hard.
Throw it, yeah.
Like they're all probably throwing
right.
90, 100, whatever.
Yeah.
they're capable of doing it. It's just the pitcher has the better movement on the ball, and that's what you want, right?
Mhm.
So that's what the difference is. So even in the own game, like there's dudes that could be a pitcher, but they're not.
They're not, for a reason.
Yeah, for a reason.
Yeah. And my thing is too is like, okay, so you're in batting practice, hitting balls off the pitcher or whatever, but like pitcher of the World Series, let's say game 6, let's just say 2 outs, right? Dude, that pitcher lets go of the ball right here, and you have literally under a second to figure out what the ball's doing and try and hit a home run to win the game or something. It's like no one thinks that. They're just like, how come he didn't swing at that? Dude, it was right down the middle. Like swing it. It's like, dude, your brain, like your eyes to hands have like a split second to figure out what that pitch is doing.
Yeah.
And it's like, but that's what's funny is like people.
What is kind of gnarly? We should get like a baseball dude in here. But like I guess what like kind of makes you confused or whatever. But like, how is it that as a batter you're sitting there and you can't hit the ball, but the catcher catches the ball every time?
Yeah.
As far as like, because they'll move it too.
Right.
That's what makes a good catcher, right? Because it might be outside of the strike zone, and they catch it and they move it in, and then the ref, by the time he sees it, he's like, "Oh, strike!"
Yeah.
Even though the ball wasn't actually a strike.
Yeah.
So like, how's the catcher so good at seeing the ball coming at him, but the hitter isn't? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got to understand there's anticipation versus understanding, right? Like the catcher's like, "Hey, I want a low slider." So the catcher is going to be like, "Okay, I'm anticipating this," and sometimes it's a wild pitch or something. But the batter has to sit there and he's like, is this going to be fast? Is it going to be slow? Is it going to be high, inside, outs? Like the batter you basically get one decision to make, right? And that's it. But the catcher is going to know. It's just like I would say like DBs versus wide receivers, right? It's like the wide receiver's like, okay, I'm going 10 yards, cutting in. And the DB's like, is he going to sprint? Is he going out? Is he going in? Is it quick? Like they're on their heels the whole time, like guessing. And so, yeah, that's sports are gnarly, dude. Anything that takes talent is gnarly.
Yeah, I did see someone say DBs is probably the hardest
thing
to do in the NFL.
So hard, dude.
Like including quarterbacks, being a quarterback,
right.
Everything. Like DBs is like the toughest thing.
And
they're the cockiest.
They are.
Probably because it's the hardest.
It's probably because they make one play a game, and they're like, I mean, overall, one interception or one swatted pass in the game. They're like, dude, that's sick. We're like, running back, wide receiver, quarterback. They're gonna do a bunch of stuff the whole game. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll never understand why people talk shit on stuff. You know what I mean? Like, even like I would never talk shit on a roofer. He's up there pounding nails, hammering out my roof, and I'm like, not gonna be like, dude, I could have done that faster, dude. It's like, no, dude, they're freaking gnarly. They're up there in 100-degree heat, just pounding nails, ripping. I'm like, dude,
that's another thing too, because sports is one thing, and there's so many sports fans, so it's one thing to like sit there. Like I say, sometimes I'll do it because I'm like, dude, that didn't even look like that hard. Like in an actual baseball game, I was like watching them all. Yeah, come on now. Yeah. But I know like I couldn't do it if I was on it, right? But I just like to talk shit.
Right.
But here and there I'll get like a TikTok that I watch or a reel, and it's some guys like showing you how to do like a cut on a piece of wood for a corner, and they do it so fast, and like the guys on the roof just on the go measuring things, cutting it, and then putting it in. I'm like, dude, that's so much talent. Like it's talent, but it's like it's just they're so used to it, right?
Yeah.
It's repetition and just learning and
everything. Yeah.
Like they're good at math.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's a lot of technique
something
and skill.
You just learned as a kid and you just know it.
Yeah. So it's cool to see like people like that.
Yeah.
And fortunately, we'll see how long those people last because everyone just wants to be an influencer nowadays.
I know. And that's what I've always said. That I think that's where the scariest part of this world is like no kid's striving to be a plumber or a contractor. Now they just want to be like entrepreneurs or they're going to make money off crypto or they're going to do this and that. It's like, dude, in 10 years, we're going to be out of freaking, construction workers.
Yeah.
And I've always said that, dude. And this is coming from someone who made money doing sports, right? Is I am so appreciative that we have people like that because it's like without that, like the world, like Kim Kardashian, dude, she's going to call a plumber.
Yeah.
Right. It might be some high end LA dude, but like even them, it's like they don't do everything on their own.
No.
It's like they rely on the people that make this world go around, And I've always had a kind of like a chip on my shoulder with that. It's like, how come this dude that's fixing your house is making $50,000 a year and you're making, $200 million a year off freaking makeup?
Yeah.
You know, or football or motors, you know, dirt bikes or whatever. It's like, dude, there's people out there that we actually need.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
you don't need a freestyle motocross guy in your life.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I think we just need to like make those people like a lot cooler. Like I said, when I watch that, like I'm impressed because I'm like, damn, I wish I knew how to do that. Like at one point, I wanted to do floors in my house, and I'm like, dude, I kind of want to go get a floor job and work there for like 3 months so I can learn it.
Yeah.
And then I can go do it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do it like off of YouTube, and I'm sure like after a while, like I'm pretty handy.
Right.
But it's not like not the same, right? As going and learning from actual people. So I actually thought about doing that. I'm like, dude, I should just get a job working at a floor company and installing flooring for like 4 months. You know, I make money, but then I'm also learning, and then I could do my shit for free.
Like an apprenticeship almost or something. Yeah. Yeah. It's not like, I always like Lash, who's done a lot of my work for me, Kenny Lash here in the Valley. I always joke with him. I'm like, dude, I can't read a tape measure. You know, I don't want to for one.
Yeah.
But it's like for two, like, you know, like let's say I'm measuring this table right here. Dude, I pull it out and I'm all, okay, there's half, 3/4. And I'm counting the ticks. Dude, when he was like, because he remodeled my house, so he's all, marks it. Dude, like, doesn't even, like, it's second nature to him. Like, he doesn't have to count the 16ths or whatever it would be. You know what I mean? I'm like, that is so annoying. He's like, well, dude, I've been building houses since I was like 17. I'm like, I get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, I've seen my pops go to like to job sites, and he'll like measure out stuff with like a wheel. And he's like, yeah, materials this much, square feet. He's like, yeah, it's gonna be about $21,000.
Yeah. How'd you do that?
Dude, how'd you do that?
Didn't even use your phone.
Yeah.
Like, I got a calculator out, like all kinds of stuff, you know?
It's crazy.
So yeah, it's just, that's what they were like built to do, you know? And like I said, I'm appreciative of it. Like, if you ask the world what we need, freestyle motocross or, you know, contractors, I think they're going to go with contractors.
Yeah. Real quick, do you know who Danny Trejo is? The machete guy?
Yeah.
Dude, so he was, I think it was yesterday that it was trending kind of, but he's celebrating 55 years sober.
Dang.
So he's 79 years old. He's been sober since 1969.
Dang.
And not to talk shit, because I know a lot of people do struggle with addiction and stuff. So if you are those people, then, you know, keep it up. But dude, at what point are you just sober and not celebrating being sober?
Yeah.
Like, he's been sober longer than I've been alive.
Yeah. Decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure you're not a drug addict.
Right.
At 55.
Yeah. Yeah. I always
like, I don't get that.
I always think that's weird. Like, sober people are like the new vegans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they have to tell you about it. It's like, dude, cool. You don't want to drink. You don't drink. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to have my beers, you know, like I'm going to golf and have beers, but it's like, they are so proud of like, but like you said, we're different, right? Like I've always told you, like, I can drink Coors Lights every day. And if you bet me right now $100 that I couldn't have a beer for like 3 months, I could do it. No problem. But there is like Sean Palmer, you know, like, cause I always told him, he's like, yeah, you're fine, dude, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, you're sober. And he's like, when you start waking up and you have a handle of vodka next to your bed, and the first thing you do when your eyes open is just start like downing it, that's different. Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm never like that. Like, beer in the morning, I mean, I've done it, but it's like when in the morning, I want to, you know, have my water, shower, have an energy drink, whatever. Like, I want to get going. It's like, I don't wake up like shaking. I'm like, dude, I wish I had a 12-pack on my bed. You know what I mean? So there is a difference, and I can see them being proud for not falling off the wagon. But like you said, after decades, it's
dude,
like,
after 55 years.
Yeah, it's like, why are we celebrating this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's a point, and I could be wrong, and it's just me talking shit. I just saw it, and that was the first thing that popped in my head. I thought it was kind of ridiculous, but I feel like at some point, maybe after 20 years, it's like you could probably consider yourself not a drug addict anymore.
I would say after like 1 year, I wouldn't tell no one it again. I'd just be like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd just be like, I don't drink. Like,
but I'm talking about like heavy drug users.
Right.
You know? But yeah, if you're kind of drink and then you're like 6 months sober, it's like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And then they keep, and it's like, dude, however many years I'm alive sober, like, I don't tell no one.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It's weird.
But I thought that was funny. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
I actually saw a friend's mom post, and I think she's in the same boat. So she, you know, that's why she posted it. And I was like, fuck though, 55 years. So then I looked it up, and yeah, it's 55 years.
Yeah, like half of a century.
Dude started doing drugs when he was a teenager and then stopped.
Yeah.
1969, and you haven't done drugs since.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you're not a drug addict.
Right. Yeah. And I guess I look at it different, probably like you too, is I never did drugs.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I'm not going to sit there and brag that, oh, it's been 3 months since I've had a Coors Light. It's like, this thing's half water anyways.
Do you think that he maybe wakes up sometimes and still like wants that? So that's why he keeps counting?
I don't know. After that long, no way. Because,
there's some way, huh? Because you don't even remember what drugs are.
Exactly. Like I said, even after a year, if you're, dead clean for a year, you don't even know what the feeling's like no more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like me having sex. I haven't had sex in a year. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, yeah, 1 year abstinence or whatever it's called. It's like, I don't remember what it's like no more. So it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
I've had sex, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to brag about everything that I do in my life. Right?
Yeah.
So, and especially 55 years.
Yeah.
Like, I'm promising you that. Like, if I go 55 years without something, it's not even a part of my life no more.
Yeah.
Right?
If you go 55 years without drinking a Pepsi,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure you don't remember what a Pepsi tastes like. So you're not going to wake up every day being like, damn, I want a Pepsi.
Dude, and 55 years without one soda. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
Ever. I do say that about hair, though. I'm like, damn, dude, 14 years without hair.
14 years without hair?
I don't know. I lost it when I was 30. I'm 40.
Hey, we could fix that, though.
How?
There's techniques now. A bunch of stuff.
I'm all ears.
Yeah. So I just thought that was kind of funny. And
no, it is weird.
Worthy mentioning.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
55's a lot, dude.
Yeah. And imagine him, too, because he's probably like gotten offers.
Right.
So you definitely are not a drug addict.
Yeah.
You're like a celebrity movie star in Hollywood. I'm pretty sure you've gone to some parties since you've not done drugs.
Yeah.
And there's been drugs, there's been women, there's been everything thrown at you. And you haven't done it for 55 years. So
right.
You're not that.
You're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's where I say, like, a year is the barrier. Mm-hmm. If you get through a year without doing anything, you're in the clear.
Yeah.
Right.
And I could be totally off base. And someone that's going through it might
start the poll. Yeah. Start the poll.
So just let us know if we're really wrong on that one. And I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind listening.
Yeah.
So today's Thursday. Mm-hmm. Thursday night football begins. Vikings versus the Eagles.
Preseason.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it regular season?
No.
Oh.
September 7th.
Well, scratch that. It's not real. It's real football. It's fake football.
Yeah. I'll go watch it, though.
Hey, but football is starting. So who you got this year? Just put it out there.
Okay. You want to hear my wild card?
Okay, well, give me who you want and then who you actually think is going to win.
Okay.
Like the Super Bowl and then same.
I'm going to say the Bills win the Super Bowl.
Dang.
And that's who I want.
Okay.
I don't know why. I like the, Josh Allen, like hell of a QB. And they've been close. Like, they've been inching in. And I think the Chiefs struggle this year. Maybe the Bengals struggle. Dude, actually, though, a lot of the stuff I'm reading, and granted, it's Google, so who knows what you're reading, the Jaguars are actually like favored towards the NFC or AFC, So, but Bills, like, want and think.
Okay. Want Falcons, obviously, even though I'm right. This is a home team now.
That's fine, yeah.
Home
Nevada.
Team. Like it. Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
But want Falcons to win. It's not going to happen. I think who's really going to take it are the Eagles.
You think?
I don't know.
Really?
Just making that one up.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have no clue.
Okay.
And that's the reason why I wanted to bring it up.
Okay.
And we talked about this before, but
yeah.
I miss like playing fantasy football because I have no clue what team is and who's coaching it or who the players are.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's playing on the Falcons, and that's my team.
Dude, COVID really screwed us.
Yeah.
We fell out of tune with anything. Like, I mean, dude, I've been like a Niners fan since I was a kid. And, once they like got rid of Jimmy G and like their quarterback situation in shambles, like I barely watch them anymore. Yeah. And I'm not one of those dudes that like my sports team is my sports team. Like I don't have 49ers flags hanging out of my house,
right.
During the weekend and stuff. It's like, I just like watching good football now. We should fire up fantasy again.
Yeah.
Because I'm with you, dude. Like, I see a player on a team now and I'm like, I thought that dude was like a franchise player on the other, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they're just jumping around now. So,
well, all I know is I seen a quarterback for the Raiders that looks like a intern over at Barstool Sports. Like, I'm like, what? Is that a quarterback? Yeah. But I guess he played and smoked the Niners.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, all right.
Dude, he almost looks, I think if that's the one you're talking about, he looks like Derek Carr. Not with his helmet off.
Yeah.
But like when I watched, because I was all buzzed up and I was watching that game, he was like number 4, I think, and everything. And he kind of has like the same.
He looks out of shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has like a mustache. I think his like wife liked it or whatever. But dude, I was like watching the game all buzzed up and it was number 4 and he kind of like was throwing like Carr and I'm all, could have swore a car went to the same. Like I was kind of messed. So, yeah.
So I think we need to start that because it is fun, like knowing and just like keeping up to date with that stuff.
And I mean, I love football, dude. Like we were actually just talking, and I know I talked shit about winter a lot this year because we had a brutal winter, but I'm a very seasonal dude. Mm-hmm. So I'm like ready for hoodies, beanies, football Sundays. You know what I mean? So like I'm looking forward to it, but I don't pay attention to it no more as far as like gnarly stuff goes. So
we will though because the podcast. So we need to
watch. Yeah, the Bills,
Eagles.
If one of them wins the Super Bowl, we both get hammered. Oh yeah, you have to, dude. We'll celebrate 6 months. Yeah,
we should go put bets on.
We should.
That's the reason too, so we could go out and bet.
Right.
So I have no clue.
I did parlays last year with no clue. Mm-hmm. Dude, lost every one of them. Every single one. See? Not even close, dude. I'd have like a 4-team ticket, and I would lose all 4 games. Yeah. And I thought I was picking who I thought was right.
I never gamble, so I don't know.
You should try it.
Okay, I will. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have been hanging with the boys.
I only did 1 beer, too.
All right, baby.
I should have just ripped a bunch.
Yeah, you should have.
Okay. Yeah. Give them the handles.
At _pod on all social medias. Make sure you check out this video. So if you want to see what Mike got for his birthday. Make sure if you're listening to this right now, you're probably on Apple Podcasts. So go
Which
down,
is fine.
Scroll down, rate us. Yeah. Give us a rating, leave a comment. If you're on Spotify, scroll down. You could answer the question, how is this podcast? Let us know. Yeah. So make sure you just let us know and rate the damn thing. And helps us out.
Yeah. For now, we got to go work on your bike, though. We got to get Mammoth ready.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Until next time, peace.